In today's lesson, we are going to be starting Java. And before we really get to know more about Java, you need to understand what a computer program does and what they're used for. So a program is a sequence of instructions written using a programming language to perform a specific task. Sorry about that. To perform a specific task in order to solve a problem. Now, the programming language that we will be using is Java. There are many different languages out there, hundreds of languages, but Java is a platform independent language that works very well for what we need to do. Now, when you create a sequence of instructions, you have to make sure that you put them in the right order so that you can follow them. Now, like if you were to give instructions to your friend to go to a store, you might say first go straight 1 mile, turn left and at the light, drive another mile, and the store will be on the right. If you don't give them the directions in the right order, then they're not going to find the store that they're looking for. So it's very important that you follow the sequence like you're supposed to. Okay, now problem solving. The purpose of writing a program is to solve a problem. Okay, so problem solving in general consists of multiple steps. You have to understand the problem first. Then you need to break down the problem into some manageable pieces. You design a solution. You consider alternatives to the solution and refine the solution. Implement the solution, and then test the solution and fix any problems you might come up with. So this approach can work in many different aspects of your life. It doesn't necessarily have to just be computer programming. You have to understand your problem, okay? So if you try and solve a problem without a clear understanding of what that problem needs, then you may end up with the wrong solution, okay? Once you understand the problem, it's easier to break it up into the manageable pieces. You know, what do you need to do? So say you're trying to write a paper. When you're writing the paper, and I'm sure your English teachers have gone over stuff like this with you before, you have to have like a main idea. What's your main idea? Well, then you can break that main idea up into pieces. What 3 things do you want your reader to understand? Okay. Once you find the 3 pieces of what you want them to understand, then you can break those 3 pieces up into smaller pieces. And then when you write your paper, you have your main idea in your beginning sentence, okay, your introduction. Then you have your 3 things that you're trying to tell the user about or information that you're trying to give the user in 3 paragraphs. And then you have your conclusion that ends your paper. So that same concept works with programming. You have to understand what you're doing, break it up into manageable pieces, and then you design your solution. Okay, so the solution to the problems are usually a series of small tasks that work together to make a larger task. Okay, now the first solution we designed to solve a problem may not be the best one. One of my favorite sayings is there's more than one way to skin a cat. That's a old time saying from years and years ago, but there's more than one way to do anything. What we want to do is find the most efficient way to solve the problem. Okay, that's what our goal is as computer programmers, is to find the most efficient way to solve a problem for our clients. Okay, because most programmers are building programs or apps for a client. So you want to find the best solution possible, and there's never one way to do anything. Now, once we come up with a solution, we take that solution and we put it into a usable form. This is where we begin actually writing the code using a programming language. Once we have a usable program, we begin the testing and fixing of the problems that arise. So we're going to learn more about testing and fixing programs as we write our programs. Okay. Now there are many different types of programming languages, like I said before, but in this course we're going to be learning Java. Java is general purpose computer programming language that is concurrent, class-based, object-oriented, and specifically designed to have as few implementation dependencies as possible, which means it's platform independent. Similar to English and other languages, Java has a predefined grammar or syntax, okay? And in this course, we'll be going through the basics of those elements. Programming environment, basic syntax, data types, variables, keywords, basic operators, decision making, looping, numbers, characters, arrays, strings, functions, and file input and output. That's what that IO stands for, is input and output. So that's what we're going to be doing in this course. And if you have any questions about what I've gone over, please let me know.